So today I want to talk about what I think this next year of Magic is going to be like, and a little bit about what it's going to be like. A little different for each type of person coming in. The new person coming into Magic is going to be a little different than the person who's been in Magic, and it's always I know been that case. But I think for a while there, even new players coming in, they had an MSRP that was basically guaranteed at a certain price until this series came out. And no, don't get me wrong, this series was a banger for a few reasons. One, it was huge. It was massive. There were so many cards in it. Second, the cards were awesome. The collectability was great. And thirdly, this thing brought in more people into Magic, at least from Wizards of the Coast, their own saying, than anything ever before. They sold more product of Final Fantasy in one day than 6 months of Lord of the Rings. That's huge. And that's awesome because, dude, like we want more people in Magic. But imagine coming into this and how expensive it was. Right? Even with that barrier, new people jumped in. But it does leave a sour taste in your mouth if it's followed up by dun 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 Spider-Man, right? This might have been the biggest bungle of Wizards in a long time, right? It was following up with such a lackluster series after such an amazing one, right? So you bring all these new people in, you make even the core like Magic people happy with it, right? They're like, this is amazing. I don't want it to be at this price, but this is amazing. And then they follow up with this, and it's super pricey, and it's not that good. And I think we see a divergent. I think what happens is core Magic players, they get upset, but they understand, hey, look, not every set's going to be a banger. The new ones come in there and they go, wow, is it going to always be this expensive? Because you only have one shot at bringing these people in. So where is this going to head this year? Well, if you notice, the pricing recently has been dipping. The market is just dropping out. And you can see here, this used to be $50 for one of these things. Now, it's $34. And it was even $30 not too long ago. It's kind of gone back up, but not that much. Yet, like, let's take a look at another Edges of Eternity. This is up even higher than that. And I think what we're seeing here is that the hype for the UB raises the price to an unconscionable level, even for new players. And they may join in the pool, but then it drops out because then the old players, the people who've been here for a while, actually look at the cards and they go, is this worth getting, right? Is this worth getting? Edges of Eternity almost had no marketing to it. Yet this thing's starting to go back up. I bet this will be $45 in like a month or two, right? Because there's just great cards in here, and long-term players can see that value in these, right? Whereas in Spider-Man, that thing might stay around there, it might even start to go back down again. What I'm trying to say is that for new users, my new players, my hope is this year is that Magic recognizes that you need to, if you're gonna make a set, and let's say not all of them are gonna be perfect, right? But like Marvel, that thing's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge. It could be awesome, and it could bring a lot of people in. But if you follow it up by anything less than that, or the price is just too much, you better be following it up with a lot of other bangers for the people who've been here for a while. Those cards better be really good to justify that price, and even then, it might not be able to justify it. And I think another thought here: the economy's not great. Like, this isn't just if the cards are bad. You can't keep selling cardboard for so much money when people can't eat or they can't go to work, right? There's a lot of crazy things happening in the world, and it just might not be the right price for this stuff. So what I'm trying to say is in this new year, I think the collectors are the people who've been doing this for a while, that have been playing the game. I think they're going to be a little bit more wise. I think they're going to be waiting to buy these things rather than just ordering right when it comes out, because I think people are starting to get a little bit more like, well, I know people say it's awesome, and once I see the cards from all these influencers I watch, it's pretty cool. But until I play with them, I don't know if I'm going to actually use them a ton. And so my hope is that by these more wizened players, prices will actually slowly go down for the new players right when the series come out, right? Because they're going to be a little bit more cautious on buying these things as quickly as what Wizards would want. Because yeah, there's hype around it, but I haven't I need to see these cards more in action than just buying them. So hopefully what this means is that new players coming into this new year with The Hobbit, with Star Trek, with Marvel, with these other UBs, which are great at bringing in new players, hopefully that means it's going to give them an opportunity to purchase at a lower price than Final Fantasy. Although that set was great, it was way overpriced. It didn't need to be priced that high. You could have brought in even more players if you were just a little bit less greedy. So watch out for this. Watch how the markets are moving. I'm using AI right now to kind of watch how these trends. And a lot of what it's saying is that any of the UB stuff, if you can pick it up real early, like before it starts to go into the market, that's good. But it's starting to say that some of these new UB ones, you might want to wait 4 months until the hype dies down. And it's actually saying for the Magic the Gathering lore specific releases that those ones, funny enough, you may want to buy like 2 weeks like before they start opening them, before the influencers start getting them, because the influencers start getting them, they're going to make sure that everybody knows how cool the cards are, because that's kind of their job. Not saying they're wrong, but that will influence the price as well. So just watch the market. I highly suggest using ChatGPT to throw in there and just be like, yo, look at the markets. What are some trends you see? It's honestly helpful, because it's been kind of getting me to a point where I can buy Magic cards a little bit cheaper than where I normally find them and closer to MSRP. So awesome. And one final thing, an idea I'm floating around for my game store. What would it be like to have a subscription based service for guaranteed MSRP? You pay a subscription every month and you always get the same amount of collector boosters or booster packs or whatever it is, and it's always at MSRP. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Bye.